big hello and a very warm welcome to Life Retuning TV. Thank you very much for joining myself, Lisa Rudge, and the creator of Life Retuning, Ildiko. It's fantastic to have you here for the 5th episode of Life Retuning TV. Now, last week we asked you to email in colours that you didn't particularly like, maybe colours that you really didn't resonate very well with. So Ildiko, have we had a lot of responses in on the email?
Well, first of all, welcome to this episode, and oh my goodness, we certainly did. It obviously resonated with you a lot, and resonance is the right word, of course, for life retuning. Yes, a lot of people writing in and telling us all about what colours are not really working for them, so that's fantastic.
I'm glad I'm picking up on the life retuning lingo, the resonating and everything.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
Well, what is the actual reason why we do not resonate with a particular colour?
Well, the reason is because there's a disharmony between the colour and the way we are perceiving things, and that's because our chakras are not working properly. The chakra that is corresponding with that particular colour, Lisa, is not actually in alignment, or it's locked down energy. There's something not flowing quite right there. And amazingly enough, I discovered that this shows up with the fact that we'll either see a colour as too sharp or too dull.
Okay, so that doesn't sound good. We don't want disharmony, we don't want any of that. So what can be done if there is a colour we don't resonate, there is a disharmony there? What can we do about it?
Well, what needs to happen is that chakra needs to be checked with the life retuning process to make sure that the energy is unlocked again. And you know what, amazingly, Lisa, I find every single time that I do this procedure that when the person looks at the colour again, they see it completely differently.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe, with a little something that you made earlier, you have a colour chart to demonstrate this for us.
I certainly do. I have gone and taken it from my therapy room, and I've brought it here today to show the viewers.
Amazing. So stay right there and we will be back with the colour chart. Hello. We are in episode 5 of Life Retuning TV, and in this section we're going to be looking at the colour chart. Now, you've emailed in, which is fantastic, with the colours that really don't resonate with you. And Ildiko, if you could explain why wouldn't a particular colour resonate with us?
Okay, Lisa, well, as you can see, we've got this chart to illustrate today, the chakra colours. Now, they might look different to what you would expect if you've seen the chakras in a row, but this is what I use in my therapy room, in my treatments. And if you have a look at these colours, they're very particular, and they all resonate with the particular energy centres in our bodies. So when you don't like a colour, it means that there's something going on in your life which is to do with the themes around that colour. And we can give some examples today, Lisa, if that might be a good idea. I think maybe one of the emails that came in.
Yeah, fantastic. We had loads of emails, so thank you very much for getting in touch and being involved. We had an email in from Barbara in Lincolnshire, and she really didn't like the colour purple, which I can't resonate with that because I love purple, but Barbara, it's not your colour. So what would that mean? And viewer, when you look at this, are you resonating with this or not? And we can see what that means if you do or you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. So the purple is actually the colour that resonates with the crown chakra, which is located on top of the head. And this colour actually is to do with spiritual matters. So when you have you don't have an affinity with purple, there will be some sort of lockdown going on, perhaps with your spiritual life.
Okay.
Perhaps you can't, if you channel, for instance, you do energy work yourself or healing work, you might just not have access quite the way you want to the energy and the information that you would like.
Okay. Now, for example, you know when we say, oh, I feel blue, I don't feel my best today, I'm not quite the 9. If you didn't like the colour blue, does that mean you are feeling blue, you are feeling sad? Has that got anything to do with it?
It has to a certain extent, but you know, you'll never have this problem, Lisa, because blue is to do with communication.
Ah.
So if you've got a problem with blue, you don't like blue, you may very well have a throat chakra issue. This is where obviously communication issues are located. So you might not, for instance, be speaking your truth to somebody in your life. Then you need to look at that, because there might be somebody that you really, really want to say something to and you're not saying it. So you might have sore throats, you might have a lump in your throat, and that's all the manifestation of the stuck energy, which is to do with the blue that resonates with those issues of communication.
And if that is a problem for us, if our viewers watching have a similar concern with the purple or the blue, and we'll go through some of the other colours in a minute, but if, for example, we do have a problem with blue, with communication, if that struck a chord with somebody, can life retuning help with that?
It absolutely can, Lisa, because one of the things that I look at is the chakra states. So I will actually look through and make sure that all of those centres are flowing beautifully with the energy, and that you get a connection with earth energy and energy coming from source as well.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. So we'll go back to some of the colours now.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, pink, I can't imagine anybody not liking the colour pink.
You don't like pink?
I can't imagine anyone not liking
I
the
was
colour
going to
pink.
say you're wearing pink.
But I'm sure some people out there think, no, I don't like this colour pink. What would that mean? What does that mean about me because I like it? And what does that mean for somebody that it doesn't resonate with?
Well, about you, it means you're a loving person. Because pink is all about the love energy, heart-centered energy. Traditionally, it's actually green that resonates with the heart center. But I think I mentioned already, I work with 12 chakras, which is unusual. Not many people work with the other chakras. But this pink energy is located a foot out from the heart center, the heart chakra, and I call it heart 2 because I haven't come up with any fancy name for it yet, but it's a point there. It's an energy center. We can't see it, but it's actually located there. So that energy, the pink energy, resonates with that chakra, and that chakra is to do with universal love.
Okay, lovely. So you mentioned about the green being associated with the heart chakra as well.
Right. Yeah.
So does that mean typically if we are going to dislike pink, we'll probably dislike green, and vice versa, we'll like both of the colours? If we like pink, we'll like the green. Do they link up?
There can be an association there because love is love. The green is associated more with human level love. So we're looking at relationships. If you've had a broken relationship, your heart chakra may very well be locked down on that energy. That's any type of relationship, not necessarily just a romantic relationship. So yes, there can be a direct link, because if you're locked down here with your view on love, you may not be able to access universal love and the unconditional love that we talk about for the planet and everybody in the collective consciousness.
Which we don't want at all. So I'm hoping life retuning can help with this as well. If anyone's watching, just had a nasty breakup or a falling out with a family member or a friend, can we turn to life retuning to help us with this?
Absolutely, and the first port of call would be to check that the heart chakra is actually open. I talked about the vortex energy coming in and going out, but that's nicely flowing. Because that will create healing around that issue straight away. Yes.
That's fantastic to know that help is at hand if you are feeling in that emotional state. You mentioned about feeling angry when we're feeling a bit feisty, and the colour red. Could you go in to a bit more detail for us with the red here?
Yes, Lisa. So the red resonates with the root chakra, which is located at the base of the spine, and it's the lowest frequency colour in the rainbow, in the spectrum. And it does resonate with the emotion of anger. Anger, resentment, rage are all held in that lower chakra. So if you are holding on to anger, there's likely to be a lockdown in that centre. So again, it needs releasing, because anger is actually very toxic to us. If we hold on to it, it can actually end up manifesting physically in some sort of illness. It's best to get rid of it, really, if you can.
Goodness, that's probably one of the worst colours not to like, if it's going to have an actual physical impact on us.
Well, they can all have physical impacts if we have locked down, stagnant energy in these chakras. but certainly anger, because it's a very powerful emotion. So if you're constantly triggering and feeling angry, some people unfortunately feel angry all the time or every day, and something's triggering there. So you need to get rid of that trigger, and life retuning is a very, very powerful, I call it like a dose of salts going through the system, cleansing out what has created that vibration and that need for the anger.
And is it quite a quick fix? So for example, if somebody came up to us now, I don't like the colour red, they say to you, Ildiko, I just do not resonate with this colour, and they're quite an angry person, is life retuning something that can work very quickly, that they could turn around and like the colour red, very soon, and that they would feel a lot more placid after they've had a session?
Well, absolutely. And the first thing, as soon as the chakra energy is unlocked, as I've already mentioned before, it's miraculous that people actually see the colour differently. They see that suddenly it's harmonious, it's not standing out, it's not too sharp or too flat immediately. And then it's a case of really going in and doing a retune, finding we were talking about the email threads before, so the current problem is the anger, and finding the times in the person's life which have actually created, or the mind is needed to create the feeling of anger in the current moment. So that is a very, very fast technique. Life retuning is very, very fast, and can free you up from these negative emotions, yes, sometimes even within minutes.
Wow, that is amazing.
Even if somebody's been holding something for many years, it changes within a very short space of time.
That's wonderful. Isn't that fantastic to know? If you've been very resentful, very angry, very heartbroken, very anxious for a long period of time, that life retuning sounds like such a fantastic tool that can actually help you very quickly be released from those emotions. That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing the colour chart with us, Ildiko. You mentioned obviously about our energy field. We've spoken about that through the series. Is our energy field and the chakras closely linked?
They are closely linked, absolutely, and I think we're going to be discussing this in the next episode, aren't we?
And our auras?
Auras, yes, absolutely. We're going to be discussing the aura, and the chakras absolutely link in with that, yes.
Right. Thank you very much for being here with us and enjoying the colour chart too, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week, where we'll be discussing auras in episode 6. We'll see you then. Take care.
Take care. Bye.